feel more comfortable doing it because we actually know you guys, and we know that we're not in a wishy-washy little county down south that could just kind of change their mind and not actually care about the economic benefits, not care about us as people and a member of the community. And it's also because it's just more familiar.
What is the name of your corporation in Colorado?
Kind Consulting. And the company that we were working with for the last 3 years, or 2.5 years, is Native Roots. And the CEO and the CBO, the owners of the company, also the investor, have offered to work with us on this project, but we'd like to stay independent.
And what is the minimum wage that you will pay people to come and work at
The
this?
starting wage is $13 an hour for the basic manual labor grows for people who have never actually worked in the industry. But we have a very clear and concise career path plan where we lay out what we expect from employees in order to get graduated through the scale so that they can get up to $17 an hour on the salary. Salary jobs generally start between $35,000 and $40,000 and range for experienced growers, well over 70.
What's typically the profit per year from a 22,000 square foot facility?
That's like the cattle thing. I don't have it.
Approximately.
4,000 square feet?
For 22,000 square feet.
For 22,000 square feet. Do you guys want to help me out on it? I couldn't.
Depends on
there's so many markets.
There's so many variables there.
Yeah, that's something I really can't.
Where the market's currently.
We could sit down. We could do some numbers under different circumstances, but I really couldn't say on the spot. I don't want to misrepresent it. So sorry about that. I don't know all the details.
Well, what about the specific? You showed us a 22,000 square foot facility that you had in Colorado. So approximately, what's the profit?
That facility was a 200,000 square foot.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and in all honesty, it's hard to say because it was a $35 million loan, and so it's zero right now. We have not profited. We're paying off other stuff. So, and ultimately, I'm not at liberty to discuss those numbers.
Right. I have a lot of questions about the banking business, and you mentioned that your company pays through a direct deposit and has a bank. When you set up your account, didn't they have to ask you what industry you're in?
They're REIT specific.
They're what?
They're cannabis specific.
It's a cannabis. So does it have a Federal Reserve master account? Is it a FDIC approved bank?
I don't believe so. It's private.
Yeah.
It's actually backed by more than the bank.
Actual cash. Yes.
A little different than the FDIC. Not to poke at the government, but
I still have some faith in the strength of the
it's not a fractional reserve system.
Okay.
Okay. You're on the hot spot now, Kyle. You said you had 24-hour facility security. Is there people on staff 24 hours?
24/7. The cameras are constantly being monitored. And again, without talking about too many of the little nuances, yeah, we've got someone there 24/7. At least one person.
So one of the best things I heard you say that teen marijuana use is down. How do you guys come up with that?
So the way that I don't personally know,
I know.
Where the studies, but the formula behind it is that they every 2 years, I believe, they put out a study to a whole bunch of different high schools with at least 400 students, and as long as they get 400 responses or more, they're able to use that data. And what they do is they compile that data and they ask a series of questions, saying, what are your attitudes and opinions about cannabis? And they use the same format every year. And it's just been a very slow decline. I think a lot of it is education. And excuse my next comment, but essentially it's less sexy when it's legal. When it's considered medicine and when the cultures change, people, it's just not as sexy.
What happens when our new administration frowns on the medical marijuana business? What happens to you? Yes.
So Spicer just came out recently and said that President Trump believes in state rights. He believes in creating jobs. And he believes in a lot of his very basic and moral stances are congruent with patients' needs and with job creation. And he, through Spicer, made a comment. And the comment was, we are sympathetic to medical, but recreational is a different beast. Now, they have not come out with a firm statement on what their recreational stance is, and today we are not even considering recreational. We're pitching a medical.
So you're going to obviously have to transport your product. Obviously, there's security with that in your transportation process. And you're taking, I guess, obviously, your product to large-scale markets.
We will not be distributing in Lassen County, and we are planning on sending most of our product to the LA and to the Southern California.
So I want to stress you don't intend on any dispensaries in Lassen County.
Absolutely not.
There's a rumor going around that you've already bought property. Have you bought property yet?
Not even close. There's a lot of things that we haven't gone through yet, and that's because until we get permission, we're not going to waste our time and energy. We've flown out here twice. Our attorney's here with us today. There's all sorts of different parts of this project. And, before we spend time finding property, buying property, we need to make sure that this is something that the county agrees with, something the county is going to work with. And in no way, shape, or form, I can honestly say we've talked to the water district, and we've asked them for guidance as far as, where is the water, where are good wells, where is high quality water. And we've looked into the electrical situation. We're aware that there's 2 different electrical companies that service the Lassen County, and that's about as far as we go. We absolutely have not determined what property we're looking at.
Could you provide us with references from Pueblo County through the government, like the Sheriff's Department, the DA, and all the enforcement people?
We have strong connections in Denver, because that's where we work. We did propose and got approved a 20-acre site in Pueblo, but we didn't go through with the project for reasons that the company decided as a group. So we don't know very many people, but we can definitely reach out, and we can provide contacts without a doubt.
I noticed on one of your slides, I think I misread that, you use 18,000 gallons of propane a day.
No, that's 18,000 gallons of water.
Oh.
I was talking BTUs about propane, and that's a 95-degree day using the wet wells with an irrigation system that isn't highly sophisticated.
Well, thank you. I want to go back to Mr. Hempel's question of why Lassen County? And you said that, because it was more user-friendly. I have to disagree with you on that. If you go with what you call the Emerald Triangle, which is Humboldt, Mendocino, and Trinity County, those people over there are even more, they're very friendly to the cannabis industry. And, I'm just curious on why, I'll ask you again, why Lassen County?
Environment, just that simple. When it's not raining, when it's not foggy and humid, when it doesn't, the environment there is much more challenging. In Colorado, the environment is more challenging. The environment here is extremely hospitable. The environment in San Diego is great, except for then you're under those political problems. Another reason was that we made contact and we got a good response, and we were able to sit down and have these conversations. But essentially, I don't have any interest in working in NorCal, like farther. I don't want to be in the Emerald Triangle. I don't want to be in Humboldt. I don't want to be anywhere near that culture or those communities, and ultimately it has to do with environmental reasons.
Okay. And going back to your to the type of permits you're looking at, what were they again?
The what?
The type of permits you're going to be looking at?
Type 3s. So
Type 3s.
Yep, the 3A, the 3, which is the outdoor grow, the 3B, which is the mixed use, and then, where's the notes? The different extraction licenses, and the type 4, which is the nursery license. So that's the 6th out of the 4.
And so you're not looking at type 11 for the distribution?
Okay, the way that the distribution works is that it's an entirely different license. You can't have more than 3 retails, and you can't be a distributor. And Jennifer, please correct me if I speak out of turn or if I'm not correct. She's the legal counsel. But ultimately, we're not allowed to. The distribution companies are going to be completely separate from the actual growers and the retail. They're the ones, similar, the way that California went about it is similar to the way that alcohol industry has been done, so that the distributors are uniquely distributors, the testing facilities are uniquely testing facilities, and so any transaction, even if I was growing at my dispensary, which again is not what we're doing, but if I were to hand the product from the grow through the door to the retail, a distributor needs to be there to go like that, and they get paid. So just like alcohol makes, 20 or 30% of every single product, the distribution model is the one that the big dogs own.
Okay, and to follow up on that, you're going to be taking most of your products down to LA, and so you're going to have to go to the transportation, which is in type 12. I mean, are you going to be part of that?
No, absolutely not. So what we do is, and Peter, you might want to speak to this, but essentially what we do, and what my understanding is that we hand it over to the distributors. They put it in their armored trucks, and then they ship it out, and they get their fee for that. But we don't touch that. And once it arrives at the retail, again, that's not us either. Once it leaves the facility here, it goes into the distribution model, which is separate. It goes to the testing, which we don't know for sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we don't know for sure if that's going to be on us to get tested, or if we're going to pay for that, or if the distribution is going to be able to test that. But the idea with distribution is that they facilitate the transition so that the tracking and the compliance is transparent.
Okay, so you're just not looking at being vertically integrated then. You're just going to be just sort of 1 second.
Right. If we ever were to work towards a vertical integration model, which is exactly what we had in Colorado, it would still have that distribution aspect, which is uniquely California, and has to do with the model that the state made that's based off of the alcohol.
Okay. My next question is, can you tell me specifically how your company has benefited the county that you're in out in Colorado?
Yeah, absolutely. Ultimately, we've created over 300 jobs. Our company, the entire company has made over 600 jobs, and we've paid millions of dollars in tax revenue. But as far as,
Tax revenue, what kind of tax revenue? I mean, because you're just saying you're not, you're just a growing. I mean, what's the tax revenue come from? From what?
Every single pound is taxed 15% on the retail model and 2.9% at the retail, at the point of sale, and then additionally 10% on top of that.
So you have a direct sales over there?
In Colorado, we have 18 centers operational, and we had 26 purchased that were being licensed. Right now, I think that there are around 22 stores. So the whole 200,000 square foot facility was able to produce just barely enough for 18 stores.
Okay, and what counties are you in Colorado, so I can go back and check on you?
If you want to go to nativeroots.com, you'll be able to see a map, but we have gas stations in Colorado Springs, which are gas stations that are gas stations, and we've got a bunch of different dispensaries. We really went for like Aspen, Vail, Grand Canyon, Boulder. We've got a couple in Denver.
Are those counties or cities?
They're both. They're cities and counties. Sorry. You'll be able to tell more. Again, I'm the grower. I am not the retail guy. And so I'm sorry, but I do only know what I know. And just to be absolutely clear, for 2.5 years, we functioned as Native Roots' grow consultant, and I work directly every single day as a consultant to the CEO of Native Roots. I'm not a retail guy, and that's why we're focusing solely on out-of-sight-out-of-mind production grow model here in Lassen County. We're not trying to distribute. We hand it over to the distributor, and it goes away from there.
Okay, my next question for you is, you talk about pesticides you put on your crops. What kind of pesticides are those?
That's my favorite question. One thing that we're most proud of is that we don't use microbutanol, we don't use ivermectin. We only use Bacillus myelolipofaciens, Bacillus subtilis, and azadirachtin. We also will implement different types of UV air systems in order to make sure the air stays clean. But if there were bouts of powder mildew, we hit it with an H2O2 product on the spot so that the spores can't spread, and then we remove the plants and we destroy them. So the direct answer, the only actual pesticide would be the azadirachtin, which is essentially a sliver of the neem molecule from the neem tree, and it's a product specifically called Azamex. It's my favorite product in the world. What we do is we commit to preventative. So we're never spraying our plants after 20 days in flower with anything, except for when it's Bacillus myelolipofaciens and Bacillus subtilis, which are preventative fungicides that cultivate the leaf, so that if a spore were to fall on it, they can put it out and spore. And all of it's omri. And again, after about halfway through flower, nothing gets sprayed. And if something were to come up, it gets hit with H2O2, and which breaks down to oxygen and hydrogen, and then the plants are destroyed so that they can't spread.
Okay, my next question is what parts of Lassen County are you looking at coming in and setting up shop?
We don't know yet. We're totally open to working with you guys to find a place that has water, electricity, adequate roads, and that we can agree that isn't a nuisance.
Okay. Oh, well, should have. Yeah. What category does marijuana come under for your workers' comp rates? So, like, say you get your company in here, what category are you guys under for your workers' comp, and what do you expect those rates to be?
That's a great question. We had HR, a whole HR department, and so I honestly can't answer that question. Perhaps one of my team members can? Yeah, I'd have to call HR. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So again, we hire a lot of people to do a lot of different jobs, and I know my girl part, but while I worked hand in hand with HR, I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay, I forget who it was, Mr. Teeter or Mr. Gallagher asked you a question about your pay for your employees, and from $13 to $17 an hour. Mm-hmm. You had one slide up there where you talked about two companies. They had 280 employees, and they paid them over $30 million.
No, that's not what the slide said. I could go back to it. But what the slide actually said was that it's generated over $30 million in revenue. I do believe. I can check. We can make sure. But just so that I haven't misled you guys, what I do believe it says, is that it? No. Zach, can you look for that slide for me real quick? So essentially, what it says is that created $30 million in revenue. It didn't. I can be pretty sure it did not say paid its employees $30 million.
Okay, well that's what I thought.
No, so I'm absolutely positive.
I did the math on that. Anyway, you were way off on that.
Trust me, there's no way that. I mean, if two companies, were able to produce $30 million, they're doing very, very well. There's solid. There's absolutely no. What is it?
It might be slide 22.
Okay, slide 22. Yeah, no, just to be completely clear, let's just check it out. That's slide 22.
Anyway, how do you guys...
there it is. What it says exactly, I'm sorry to interrupt, was...
two businesses generated.
Generated 280 jobs and $30 million for the city of Denver.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all right. So when you guys first started, I'm still confused on why Lassen County and how do you make contact? Who do you make contact with out here when you first started looking at Lassen County?
Nick Tax touched on it at the very beginning of the presentation when he said that he has a history of coming up here and hunting. And so I believe, Nick, who is your contact?
Tom David?
Mr. Hammond. We reached out to Mr. Hammond first. He reached out to me much later when they got into this. I believe Tom essentially requested that they do this proper, and that's when they contacted us.
So if Lassen County were to give you these permits, I don't know, we'll just say today for the sake of argument, 3 years from now, are you still going to be the guy in charge, or are you just going to bundle this thing up and turn right around?
No, we don't want to do that at all. What we want to do is we want to operate this thing. We've all discussed the plan is to move down here, to bring the family and basically settle in. This is a lot of work. No project can be up. I mean, it took us 2.5 years to do the last one, and this one is just as ambitious. And what we're trying to do is phase in. We're trying to start, and we'd hopefully, not to sound bad, but, to be completely honest, we hope that with this pilot program, you guys really start to enjoy the revenue and enjoy the jobs, and we hope that you guys want us to do more, and we'd like to continue to build. Again, we're up here in Lassen County. We're not in the mix of it all, and we're hoping that we can do something similar to what Pueblo did.
Yeah, back here for Chris.
With the minimum wage in California increasing, I think it's $15 in 2020, have you taken that into consideration in your business model, and does it still make sense to be in California with that type of a minimum wage?
Absolutely. The cost per unit of either 83rd gram is much higher than it is, and so is the pound price here in California than it is in Colorado. To be completely transparent again, that's a big reason why I'm staying. Ultimately, we are entrepreneurs.
So, where are you going to be in 2020 if you put your facility in? Are you intending on expanding?
With your blessing, absolutely.
Okay, so the future of your business, I know that you guys have made projections for the future of cannabis sales in California. What do you project those at?
To go back to your last question again, I believe I'm being filmed, so I want to be totally transparent here. What we're trying to do is take it year by year. Okay, the cannabis industry is one of the most dynamic industries in the world. I mean, there's really nothing like it. You need to be swift, and you need to keep yourself light. And essentially, what we're trying to do here in California is by far the world's they set the trends here in California. The rest of the world follows California's lead. We don't not know that. And so essentially, we want to set up for what makes sense now here in Lassen County, but then we're going to keep looking at the political climate. And what we're really ultimately trying to do is create products, medicines, a brand. That's another big reason we want our products to go to LA, is because of the way that trends are set, brands are identified. And what we're ultimately trying to do is build intellectual property, and we're trying to build branding so that when other states come online, when the federal lift comes up, we're able to take the intellectual property, their standard operating procedures, and franchise across the country. And the goal, to be totally honest, is to set it up so that we don't have to work anymore. And ultimately we want Kind to be a name brand that you can buy a salve, a topical, a joint, whatever product it is, anywhere in the country, and it's tied to clean, safe, consistent.
My last question to you is, I think it was for right now anyway, is, you're obviously in Colorado, you're looking at coming into Lassen County here in California. What other states are you looking at getting into, or are you looking at?
Yeah, and again, just to be clear, we are free agents. We are totally, uniquely leaving the consulting role. I became a consultant because I didn't have the risk tolerance because of the political risks to take on loans and to be a businessman, because I didn't know what was going to happen tomorrow. Our client's native roots had that risk threshold, so we partnered together because I was too big of a wimp to take the risk myself. And so I didn't want those loans in my name. now after years and years of being in the industry, being used to the dynamics, and seeing how things are evolving, seeing the momentum, having Trump in office is honestly, it makes me feel better about the industry. And I feel comfortable more than I've ever felt. And so with the current context, we are leaving consulting. We have no other jobs right now. And we're able to be here in Lassen County. And if we choose a project, this is our project. We don't have any other states going. I'm one person. My team is small. And we're not a massive conglomeration. We're just experienced operators. And this will be our project until it's at a point that we feel it's running itself with community members and with people that we've trained to do so, similar to what we did in our last project. We're here until it's operational.
Just out of curiosity, what's your consulting fee per hour?
What? I'm so happy. We're not hourly, we run salaries. I am not very disclose that.
Good answer.
One more thing, now, can you describe to everybody here the benefits of CBD
Oh yeah. CBD,
and what it is?
Okay, yeah. CBD is cannabidol. Okay, cannabidol is the newest and the most fascinating thing about cannabis. When I was talking about high performance liquid chromatography and gas chromatography, the benefits of that is that we're able to combine different ratios of cannabinoids and cannabinoids and make sure that things essentially work together to create medicines. Now, CBD is the cannabinoid that essentially it's for patients that have pain, patients that have if you can't smoke THC. THC is for people, it can reverse malignant cells, okay? It can do all kinds of really cool things. But CBD doesn't get you high, and it has a slew of different benefits for patients. Let me see, I have a slide here that I didn't use. I can give you the full download. Would you like me to pull it up? It's pretty amazing. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up. Oh, no, it's on this computer. I'm just going to read it then. Actually, Nick, you probably pretty well versed with CBD, right?
Absolutely. I own a CBD line. We source our CBD from industrial hemp from overseas. We have one of 3 licenses in the nation to do so. CBD has, like Kyle said, a slew of benefits for patients. I don't know if you guys have done any research on epilepsy. That's the #1 treatment for epilepsy in the nation right now. It's one of the reasons why CBD became legal April 1st of last year. It has to be less than 0.3% THC to be transported from state to state. And for Parkinson's, epilepsy, people are going as far as to say it cures cancer, but that's a stretch. Pain relief, the benefits of CBD are pretty incredible. There's so many. So we, as a separate company that I created, we do capsules, we do salves, and I actually had an older lady call me the other day, and Peter's one of my partners on this project. She was crying. She had used the salve on her shoulder. Hadn't been able to lift her arm past her shoulder in 5 years. Put the salve on, called us crying, and said that she was able to lift her hand past her head. And if that's not enough evidence for what we've been trying to do as a movement for CBD, yeah, we don't know what else to say. It's an incredible molecule. It's a part of marijuana, and we do source ours from industrial hemp, but there are ways that you can specifically grow marijuana to produce pure THC.
CBD.
Yeah, I mean CBD.
You can do both. Yeah. I'm trying to pull this thing up. So the effects of CBD include reduction of psychotic symptoms. So it relaxes you. It can bring down anxiety significantly. I know from I have pretty bad back pain, and even just standing here now, I need to stretch a little. But if you take CBD, you can actually. You won't realize it at first, and then you'll kind of be like, oh wow, my back doesn't hurt. It's a lot, it's anti-inflammatory. It gives you relief from convulsions and nausea. And it decreases anxiety. It decreases inflammation. So those are the main things. It's really good for people with depression. Again, it has no side effects. And you will have no idea that you took it. If you smoke a plant that's below 0.5